Eggs. Activate thrusters and charge the death ray. Yes, sir.
Pentious?
Welcome to another video about Hazbin Hotel, where I'll be examining Sir Pentious in a closer light. The beloved inventor among Charlie's friends made the ultimate sacrifice in the season finale, placing his friends' safety above himself. His selfless act was the last piece Pentious needed to achieve redemption, landing him a second chance in heaven. Today's video will discuss information from the Hazbin Hotel leaks, so if you want to enjoy the second season spoiler-free, I recommend that you check out some older videos on our channel that focus on theories and fan speculation. In the leaks for the second season, we witness how Sir Pentious adapts to his new life in heaven. While his new peers, especially Emily, show him support and introduce him to his new home, he grows increasingly depressed and homesick. I doubt he misses the violence and danger found in hell, but he can't cope with being away from his loved ones. While he is understanding about living in heaven for eternity, he searches for ways to speak with those in the Hazbin Hotel, from asking nicely to taking drastic measures. I imagine that Sir Pentious will try to reconnect with his friends throughout the season, and I'll now cover how he may achieve his goal.
Where am I? Oh. Hello?
Number 1. His inventions succeed. In his previous life, Sir Pentious spent his time inventing in solitude. His passion followed him into the afterlife as he created grand inventions to help him gain territory and power in hell. Despite their negative uses, Pentious takes joy from his creatures and struggles to abandon his craft when moving into the Hazbin Hotel. Fortunately, he can use his inventions against the exorcists, relying on his former ship when launching his final attack against Adam. Pentious is permitted to pursue his passions in heaven, assuming he's creating objects for fun and the greater good. However, from the leaks, he spends considerable time creating a machine that should help him traverse realities, moving him from heaven to hell. Unfortunately, interdimensional travel isn't something Sir Pentious is capable of, and when his machine fails, Emily tells him he can't leave heaven. However, Sir Pentious has beat the odds once before and is living proof that he can do the impossible. To make Sir Pentious feel more comfortable in his new home, Emily gifts him with a brand new workbench and bedroom. I wouldn't be surprised if Pentious spends countless evenings at that workbench, crafting blueprints and research for a machine that will return him to his friends. He's also used to working with resources found on Earth and in Hell. It's possible that Heaven hosts a completely new power source, one that can help him return to the Hazbin Hotel.
Female, it's my new invention, the Skin Flare 11,000!
Number 2. Luke gives him a way out. The episode leaked online opens with Sir Pentious on trial before the Council of Angels. Sarah is furious that he's found a way into heaven and drills him to explain how he ascended. Meanwhile, the onlooking angels formulate more questions while falling into hysterics. Few of them act antagonistic toward Pentious, save for Lute, who continuously reminds her fellow angels that he's a former demon with a dark history. She wants him to be persecuted for his actions and becomes visibly distressed when Heaven's speaker, an angel higher in rank than Sarah, proves that Pentious is genuinely redeemed. Trying to sway Sarah to her side goes horribly for Lute. Not only does she lose Sarah's trust, but she is demoted, losing her role as the lead exorcist to Adam's son Abel. Overcome with grief, Lute begins to hallucinate Adam. The apparition encourages her to get revenge no matter the cost, leading to Lute creating a bloodthirsty plan to expose Charlie to the same pain she's experiencing. I wouldn't be surprised if Lute and Vaggie have another confrontation in the future, with Vaggie's life being on the line. However, to return to Hell, Lute must convince her fellow angels that launching an attack on the other realm is the right call. If she's smart, she could use Sir Pentious' desires to her advantage. She can manipulate his desperation to see his friends, offering him a way to return home. Lute could then twist Sir Pentious' return to Hell into a darker narrative, convincing the other angels that he's chosen to convey their secrets and weaknesses to the Morning Stars, which could incite mass paranoia. Unfortunately, in the situation, Sir Pentious would be an unknowing pawn in Lute's game.
What are the hell doing here?
Well, you failed to control the demon's unrest, and now Lucifer is involved.
Number 3. He hijacks Emily's portals. After learning that Sir Pentious is the first sinner to redeem themselves, Sarah struggles with how to proceed. She believes the exterminations may have provoked Hell into launching an attack, but instead of acting on pure speculation, she decides to take a more pacifistic approach to future conflicts. To prevent more danger from befalling her people, she places a shield over Heaven, preventing anyone from coming or going without express permission from her. Before the shield is completed, Sir Pentious inquires about Charlie and if she should be made aware of these new developments. Emily agrees, hastily creating a portal and lounging through it, leaving Sir Pentious behind in Heaven. The scene implies that even though regular winners and low-level angels can't leave heaven without divine intervention, the seraphim can move freely between realms. However, Emily leaped through her portal before Sarah completed her shield, and I have a sneaking suspicion that she won't be able to return home after visiting hell. Yet I'm sure Sarah will notice that Emily is missing and retrieve her at some point. Once Emily returns to heaven, Sir Pentious may broach the subject of her portals and try to jump through one should she make another.
Extermination of human souls, demon or not, there is no reason to be doing this.
Number 4. He commits a sin. In the leak, we learn about the action that led Sir Pentious to become a sinner. He witnessed a murder, and despite knowing the identity of the murderer, he chose to keep the information to himself. Although he was scared to speak up due to the murderer being a wealthy client, his silence led to 5 more deaths and his life in hell. Sir Pentious never partook in violent acts prior to becoming a sinner, which explains why he easily took to Charlie's lessons and the idea of redemption. In choosing to save his friends at the expense of his life, Sir Pentious redeemed himself from his original sin, proving that he was capable of doing the right thing. If redeeming oneself only requires good intentions and balancing the accounts of a soul, then Sir Pentious could return to hell by becoming a fallen angel. If he began committing known sins throughout heaven to jeopardize his angelic standing, he could automatically find himself sent to hell or become personally evicted by Sarah. However, I don't believe he would take this drastic measure unless absolutely necessary, as doing so would risk everything he achieved in the first season. Given his selfless nature and desperation to protect his friends, I believe Pentious would take this leap if the Hazbin Hotel was endangered. He can learn about Lute's plan to harm Charlie and Vaggie, and if Sarah doesn't heed his warnings, he would need to take matters into his own hands. By becoming a sinner, he could warn his old friends of the incoming danger and stand with them against the exorcists. Unfortunately, I think he would have run out of second chances.
That's because we're at a club, dear.
I thought the hotel looked different.
Number 5. He's given the choice. While some angels have reservations about hell and the sinners who live there, others are more accepting and open-minded. When Sir Pentious arrives in heaven, he's befriended by Emily, and the pair are joined by Abel and St. Peter while they tour his new home. Sir Pentious is also aided by a higher-ranking angel, who I suspect represents Metatron, the Speaker of God. The Speaker appears more benevolent and righteous compared to some angels, and only cares about the genuineness of Sir Pentious's good intentions. She encourages him to tell his story and proves that he belongs in heaven among the other winners. Sir Pentious is miserable in heaven solely because he misses his friends. If a higher-ranking angel like the Speaker witnessed Sir Pentius's pain, she may offer him the choice to return to the Hazbin Hotel. While doing so would require him to abandon a peaceful existence in heaven, there's also a possibility that he would return to Charlie and Cherry Bomb.
With the most brilliant, explosive contraptions I've ever seen.
Personally, I hope that Sir Pentious finds a peaceful way to reconnect with his friends in the Hazbin Hotel. As an audience, we know that Charlie has no intention to launch an attack on heaven, and I think she holds the key to creating a peaceful coexistence between the two realms. With help from Emily and Sir Pentious, they could change how heaven and hell operate forever, including more effective methods that help sinners become winners, earning them a second chance at a peaceful afterlife.
So I was thinking maybe you'd want to,
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
It's so nice to meet one of Angel's friends. Oh, he never brings anyone around.